Chatter Gang, a pod about the magic and the gathering. I'm your host, Hope Speaking, but you can call me Jose, and we appreciate you being here with us today. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and put on those notification bells so you don't miss an episode like this beautiful one today with one of my favorite people to talk to in the world. I know I say that about a lot of people, but this person is someone who checks on me a lot, someone who's really kind, has a lot of fire. It's kind of the duality of person. A little bit of Halo, a little bit of Hellfire. We got Kenzie, Halo and Hellfire. How you doing?
Hello, thank you so much. That is such a beautiful intro. I greatly appreciate it, and I feel like I could share the sentiment right back at you for all the things you've said, the support and the kindness. You can just tell good people, and you're definitely in that good people realm. So thank you so much for befriending me and also having me on today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I know we got to meet through, I think it was, I know it was a gameplay, but I think it was Sophia's fan
Yeah.
clicks. I believe so. Also, one of my favorite people who is just cosplayers are great. Can I just put that out there? Cosplayers as a whole, pretty great. They've all treated me really well, and I'm very happy to know all of you. So, what I do want to start off here with you specifically is your journey into cosplay. So, you didn't start your social media specific to Halos and Hellfire. Halos and Hellfire. It is so hard for me to say. I don't know why. But
That
you didn't start
alliteration.
this. I know the alliteration is killing me. You didn't start that until 2025, correct?
Yes, yeah.
And it started around, was it before or after MagicCon that you started it?
I created it after MagicCon Vegas.
Okay. So what made you want to do that? And I know there's a lot about your journey leading up to MagicCon Vegas as a whole, but I just want to start with what made you decide to start doing the content creation and putting your cosplays out there the way you do now?
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, there's quite a wild journey that goes from Vegas to the content creation to Atlanta.
Mhm.
But the content creation in between, we had gotten home from Vegas and all that, and I started getting these crazy friend requests from like Kevin Fairhay and like Talia Vess, and I was like, what is happening? I'm not even like in this sphere. I'm just a lover of magic. I just really love the art in the game. I'm just like a Midwest, fan. And Creative Kitty Studios was pushing me to get into both the content and the cosplay sphere. And I thought, well, this seems unbelievable, truly. I don't believe it's real. So I think we're going to share this story because if it can happen to me, it can happen to everyone. And everyone's been so kind and supportive. I don't know. I want to like spread that back, but also say this can happen because holy cow. There's so many creative, incredible people out there that are fresh and new or also have skills. And if I can do it, y'all, everybody can do it.
Well, I mean, you say that, but I will say you are pretty spectacular in the way you go about your stuff. Yeah, and we'll maybe we'll get into that a little bit later, but I want to delve back a little bit. So we're going to take a slight step back and say what made you go to MagicCon in the first place that led to all this stuff that followed.
Yeah, it was wild. I had this like crazy car accident, a brain injury. I didn't think I was gonna go back um, to like I was into magic, and I had always joked, even before the accident. Rebecca Gay is my favorite artist, and I love
Okay.
Scott Fisher. I have a binder I handmade that's favorite artist binder, Scott and Rebecca. And I told my husband, I was like, hey, if they ever go to a con, we have to go. We just got to do it. Like if they're both there, the universe is telling me I need to be there. I need to meet them. I need to get my card signed in person for once. And I saw Scott was announced as a special guest for Vegas.
Mhm.
And I was like, hey, we got to go. We got to do this. And my husband was like, I don't know. It's in like a few months. That's a quick turnaround. And then maybe a month before Vegas, I was still battling with brain injury things, not sure if I could travel. And they announced Rebecca was going to be there. And I picked up the phone and I said, hey, I already booked tickets. We're going. Like through sheer will, the universe has told me we're doing this. I don't know if there's even a hotel available. I don't know if there's even MagicCon tickets available. We're buying them off a scalper. We're gonna find somebody. Like this is the universe has said it's meant to be. And
Yeah.
it was so wild. It was this dream of mine to meet them. And they were announced as the special guest. So I said, we are going. I booked the tickets, and yeah, that was history.
I mean, that's a pretty amazing happening to think about maybe going, have the accent that you're talking about, and then the other person, you're just like, yeah, we're doing this. This is gonna happen. And that speaks a lot about you as a person because you've told me before, and as it comes to life in general, you're very much just do it. Just do it and see what happens kind of person, right? How did you become that type of person where you just said, we're gonna fuck it, we ball? How did you do that?
It is wild to think about where that started. I don't even know. That's probably deeper, and my therapist would have to probably pull that up. But as long as I can remember, I feel like there's been a lot of crazy stuff in my life, and everybody goes through their stuff, their traumas, their difficulties. But my parents were really hardworking, teen parents. They had to really grind for the things they had. And I've always seen them just give 150%, whether or not they win, they lose, they get acknowledged, whether they get to their goal. They've just been such hard workers. And I, throughout life, have been like, you know what? I love people. I think all people are worthy. Why am I not worthy to like even try? Like, you don't have to be good to belong. You just got to show up and like take the chance. And that's really been like my life motto. And I feel like my parents instilled that in me. But a lot of that comes from like just having a lot of love and respect for other people, even if I don't always have that for myself. Like, I always look at every person. I'm like, you are worthy. You belong here. You deserve this. Take the chance. Be happy. And I get so anxious. I have such horrible, horrible anxiety. But I'm always like, I feel anxious. I feel horrible. I feel imposter syndrome. Cool. They deserve a chance. And if they deserve a chance, I should try and have a chance. Practice what you preach. Let's do this. Let's do the thing. Let's find the joy. Let's go. Let's be there.
I don't
Maybe that's
think
a little
you
cliche, but
But I don't think you realize how hard that is to be able to say, I'm scared, I'm gonna do it anyway. Because that's, I mean, I've had those moments where I'm like, I want to do this thing, but I'm scared. I don't want to do this because like what if living in the what ifs. Do you ever get caught up in the what ifs, or do you just say, I'm scared, I know it, but we're gonna do it anyway and then see what happens?
oh my gosh, my anxiety. I'm such an organizer, a planner. I write to-do lists over and over. I feel like, especially with like technical background, engineering, scuba diving, I have done like rescue and recovery things. I've worked as a survivor advocate for the city, like a lot of high stress and really intense crisis things. And I've always found that the more prepared I am, the more confident I am, even if I'm anxious or scared. If I study, if I prep, and I show up and I work hard, it doesn't always guarantee an outcome, but like that's all you can do. And so I just take that with me everywhere. And it's kind of, I don't know, I'd say it's my biggest downfall because I overthink. But I also think it's a bit of a suit. Like, anxiety can be a superpower if you don't let it overwhelm you. And that's obviously easier said and done. But
It seems like you handle it pretty well, just based on the fact that you're actually going out and doing the thing. Something like you mentioned the advocacy, like that seems like you said, high stress, but like I don't even think that fully appreciates how much stress you probably go through doing that kind of stuff.
oh my gosh, yeah. Advocates in general, not just me, but everyone in, whether it's a helping and healing field, social work, working with survivors of any type. I mean, it feels like an honor to be a part of someone's journey, even if it's a scary part for them. I feel honored that they let me be a part of it, but it can be a lot because you want to care for them, you want to do the best you can for them. But I don't know, it's just kind of life I've lived, and those people are always just so inspiring to me. So if I can be a part of that in whatever way you can help, I think sometimes people are like, well, I could never do that part because it makes me feel uncomfortable, or I don't feel like I have the skills to do that part. But there's so many different parts of being a supportive part of a community, whether that's donating, volunteering, working like fun events where you're promoting fundraisers. There's so many cool things people do to support
Yeah.
communities, and I think they're all pretty rad. They're all cool. get involved, do the things, be scared, but like do it scared and then find the joy. That's all the things I love.
I think that's really a really good way of looking at it, that just do it scared. And a lot of times, if you're doing it for the right reasons, you're doing it for people with the right heart, you're going to feel really good on the back end of it.
Yeah.
I think that's really admirable, because it can still be scary, nerve wracking, all the things, anxiety inducing. But you're doing it, and that's really really awesome. And one of the things that you do that is super anxiety inducing to me is scuba diving. Super anxiety.
That's the least scary for me.
See, why is it the least scary? Tell me about your journey in scuba diving, because I have a thalassophobia, fear of water. So
Yes.
you can tell me about this, and I'll just curl up in the corner while you talk about it.
This is gonna sound wild. I tried snorkeling when I was young. It was cool. I went on a trip with my grandparents. They thought it was scary. I thought I was rebellious. But I've always been actually kind of afraid of like open ocean. But I tried the Discovery Scuba. I was like, ooh, this is kind of scary. I actually met my husband, whose family is full of like military scuba divers, and he was a scuba diver. And he's like, this is such a love of mine. And I met him. I just kind of had that like right away, like you're the person, like you're a person in my
Oh,
life no matter what you're gonna be, like we have this connection. And immediately I knew it was such a big part of his life. I was like, I really liked this, but it scares me. It's important to you. I'll give it a second go. So I just booked a trip to visit my grandparents in Florida and signed up for like a full scuba certification on a whim. Went and did it and actually just fell in love with it. Like sometimes the scariest, I feel like I'm so scared. I'm so scared. But you do it and then you're like, wow, this is everything I didn't think it was. There is a lot of control, I think, with scuba diving, with that technical aspect. A lot of people go into it like just to have fun. But if you're studying and you really learn the ins and outs of the equipment, you learn like 90% of the time if you can control your anxiety and if you study your equipment well enough, you can get out of all the bad situations. And then there's just this incredible world underwater, this marine life, whether it be, like larger mammals or like these small, like mollusks. It's just so it's such a cool feeling. It's beautiful, gives you such more of an appreciation of all the life on Earth. I would recommend it to anybody. But I definitely do feel it would be bizarre to hear, but if I jumped off a boat and was just swimming in the ocean, I would be very anxious. But with my scuba gear on, I feel really good. I feel like I have a lot of control. I've had some like wild situations with like masks coming off as I'm doing like a negative descent and sinking down 100 feet, plummeting in the water, and you just gotta like snap, clear the mask, inflate the BC. If you know the steps, then like the scary stuff isn't as scary. It's like that prep work ahead of time makes me feel good. Open ocean? Heck no. It's weird to think a scuba diver's like, yeah, I'll do these. I've done these crazy dives with hundreds of sand tiger sharks, German U-boats in the Pacific, but I won't go in the water without equipment.
I that's
No,
that
I
is
need I
so.
need the equipment. The equipment gives me some kind of confidence. Like
Oh,
no,
it's not even that. It's you telling me that you got pulled 100 feet, that your mask got ripped off. Like I'm happy. I'm happy you're here. I just want to say that I'm happy you're here. That seems like so much, and it would be so easy to let the anxiety to control you in those moments. But it's good that you have the wherewithal to like lean on your training and lean on your knowledge to be able to get out of those situations and still be here today to talk to us. Very happy that you're here.
well, thank you.
Yeah, it just that just took that part took me by surprise. The not wanting to be in water without the gear, that part I get, because at least like if you go under for some reason, you know what you're doing with it. Without it, it's a different. Woo, that was a lot. Okay, that is
No, it's
really
okay.
cool.
Scuba
That's really
diving's
cool.
really cool, I promise. It's
No,
you'll love it. Just do
oh
it.
no, I'm no never. See here's the thing. This is where I'm at. The fact that, and I know like space is vast and endless and blah blah blah, but relative to one another, the fact that it feels like, and I think we do know more about space than we know about the ocean, feels very scary to me.
Yeah. Honestly, it's the weird stuff though that you gotta look out for. It's like the microscopic jellyfish, it's like tiny little things. I don't know, it's the weird things you wouldn't expect. I accidentally took a picture of a blue-ringed octopus and I was really close to it and my husband was like, in motions because we're underwater and we can't speak, like get back. And I'm like, what? It's so cute. It's beautiful. And he's like, oh my gosh, that's poisonous. So it's like
Oh
it's
my-
the baby things that the sharks are actually pretty cool. I'm a huge, huge lover of sharks. I would love to see every kind of shark, but that's a whole other discussion.
Well, actually, we can go into that because I feel like I know a good chunk of shark lovers. So tell me, what kind of sharks have you seen so far?
Ooh, we've seen blacktip reef sharks. Obviously, nurse sharks are pretty common. We went diving with bull sharks during breeding season. Hundreds of sand tiger sharks. Surprisingly, one of my favorite places to dive is off North Carolina. They've got sand tiger sharks, cool, like World War II wreckage things to discover. Lemon sharks, thresher. I really want to see my dream though. My dog is named after a tiger shark. I would love to see a tiger shark. I'd love to go to Tiger Beach, Bahamas, do the whole deal. That's definitely a dream
So that
vacation for me.
is that the dream sea animal to see? Is the tiger shark, or is there
Oh
one
yeah.
that you're like, okay? Is there any other like? Have you seen like dolphins while you've been scubaing
Oh yeah.
before? Like, okay. Besides shark, what's the coolest thing you've seen while you've been there that didn't try to kill you?
My gosh, that's such a hard one.
All right, how
It's
about the like top few? Give me a top few.
This is gonna sound weird because it's not necessarily an animal, but
Okay.
we went to the Philippines to do some diving with my husband's father, a military diver dude, really hardcore. He was a very rad person. It was so, you could just walk out from the beach and there were just hundreds and hundreds of feet of pristine reefs right
Oh
as you
wow.
walk out. And it was just beautiful. I mean, there's not a lot of places in the world that have large sections of protected reefs like that, and to be able to see it and what it could be if we were a little bit more careful and cared a little bit more about the climate and we were a little bit
Yeah.
more careful about tourism, what they could look like. It was wild. It was so beautiful. Like the life, the nudibranchs, all these other small baby seahorses, pygmy seahorses. They're like the size of a pinky fingernail. Like all this micro life is actually very cool. It's just there's not a lot of reefs that are always healthy enough to support that kind of thing.
Yeah. That actually does sound really, really cool. The reefs, I feel like I'd be really down with. That'd be really cool. But yeah, you're right. As it comes to us, how we take care of the world and or lack thereof, there's a lot left to be desired. And you are someone who are very much an ally for people. You've already mentioned that kind of earlier. What made you such a staunch advocate for people, for the world, for climate, for things like that?
That's kind of a tough one. I feel like, oh man, I don't know. It feels like just natural. It feels
Mhm.
right to be unapologetically like pro human rights, pro LGBTQ plus, pro trans rights, pro immigrants, pro survivors. Like just being anti harm, anti violence seems like such a natural thing.
It should be,
Um,
right?
it should be, but I don't know. I've seen a lot of examples of like advocacy with care, like promotion of equity and equality and consent. My grandma on my mom's side, she's a really cool doctor of nursing, and she was an early educator on AIDS and working with hospice. She helped found one of the Iowa hospices here, and she is a tough lady, but a definitely a caregiver. I mean, she was very early on like a person in my life who was like, I don't care what people say or do. I'm helping people. I'm out there. It is what it is. And I was like, I love that, grandma. We're one and the same. It's very
Yeah.
cool.
Shout
So I
out
think,
grandma.
heck yeah, I think it is definitely a privilege though to have those people in your life, to have such strong, I don't know, role models or icons who are out there doing stuff in the community. Sets a good precedence for people around them because your environment, people around you, makes a huge difference. And I feel like that's I feel very, very blessed and privileged to have a mom who's also in nursing and working in mental health, and like a lot of like really cool, strong women in the fam doing the good work.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. And I as a follow-up, which side note, your family sounds awesome. They sound like just really, really good people, and that makes me really happy to hear. Friend of the pod, Stephanie, Skull Bunny, shout out. I asked her this question, and I want to ask you this too. Is there ever a point where it feels difficult to be an advocate, where it feels difficult to not difficult to like have the morals, but difficult to like put them out there the way that you want to and to eventually, inevitably get pushback on those things? Does that ever feel difficult?
I think one, I'm in a stage now where I'm trying to be more critical of myself, more so than other people being critical of me, but also listening to those voices of, I obviously have never been perfect, but there's so much in my control that I can improve on. I think it's important to be self-critical, making sure I'm actually educated in doing the work myself, but also I have a lot of privileges in my community of appearing and looking a certain way and having a lot of safety. And there's a lot of people in my life who are close to me and family members, friends, people who I love, and I want to be on the front lines. I want to be there. It sounds horrible, but I could just care less if something happens to me. Like, I want to be the person. There's so many vulnerable people who have been in the front lines doing the work when they they're the ones feeling the repercussions, and maybe people like me haven't. I want to throw myself there, but they have been letting me know that they need privacy and safety too, because it is kind of a scary, violent world always, but especially now. So I'm trying to learn how to respect the right to privacy and safety for people in my vicinity when I think I'm just being a good advocate and throwing myself out there, making sure that they're protected and that they're acknowledged too. Like, it's not, I feel like there can be some self-centeredness and like just wanting to do good, but also making sure I'm looking around myself saying, not only am I helping people, is this the right call? Am I listening enough? But also, like, is it safe and is it okay for me to put myself in positions where I'm very open and brazen? Like, I want to be unapologetically pro being decent human, but also being safe for people who need safety in my life. That's such an interesting part of my journey right now I'm on, and it's one I can improve on for sure because I'm definitely like a lover and a fighter, but I need to be a better listener and protector too. So
I mean, I
deep
would say
stuff.
you're
Deep
I
stuff.
would I mean, hey, I would say you're a pretty good listener and a pretty good protector, but I mean, to be fair, we all have journeys that we're going on trying to figure out stuff because none of us are perfect, like you said. Like it's a journey, and I think the world is a better place for people like you. So thank you for being a part of that.
Thank
And
you for being a part of it too.
hey, I'm
I'd
trying.
love to
I'm
ask so many questions. I know you're interviewing me, but
no,
I'm
ask,
more
ask,
interested in interviewing you.
ask. Come on.
Oh my gosh, I'd love to know everything.
You can ask whatever you want, and and we can go back and forth. It's a conversation, It doesn't have to be
Deal.
a
I
whole.
might ask some more questions.
Please, by all means. But as it is, like, so advocacy is a huge part. Trying things is a huge part. But another huge part is art. You talked about it earlier, going to MagicCon for the art. And from everything I can tell, you recently interviewed RK Post. Yes.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
so like art is just a huge part of is it a huge part of your life or a huge part of your magic life? I want to clarify there.
Ooh, kind of both. I
Kind of
got
both.
into Magic through the art first.
Okay.
I didn't really know anything about the game, but I knew a lot of the artists actually through other projects.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm a big lover of art, just creating. I'm a tinkerer and creator of things just on my own for funsies. And I've always loved collecting art, making art, and I just think people who have like a creative spark are very, very cool and inspirational. And I don't know, that's kind of what led me into magic as a whole.
Is that were you doing how long were you doing cosplay before you like before you started your Instagram?
Not really at all.
Not
I
really at
made
all.
I made the wings for Vegas, and I've made. I've made like costume cosplays for Halloween before, but they've never
Yeah.
been public. It's just been something I've done for fun because I really love Halloween and I love making stuff. I love new hobbies, art skills. But yeah, I when I say like I'm new to this, I mean I am new to I'm really new to this.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So, but clearly you have a good eye for it, right?
Thank you.
Which probably lends from the fact that you're a huge art lover. So let's go art by art. So, what about cosplay do you love as it comes to the art aspect of things?
Ooh, I love seeing things come to life, and I've always loved making things in general. But I really love kind of with trying all things and maybe just not being good at it, but do it anyways.
Hmm.
I love being a collector of skills. And when you look at a cosplay, there's, especially when you're doing competitions, they really heavily push for trying to make everything yourself. I love that challenge. Learning leatherworking. I know nothing about leatherworking, but I am now making chainmail. Guess it's a new skill I'm learning today.
Heck
Learning
yeah.
to sew hems was something I had, but now I guess I'm making a full dress. There's like learning history about corsetry, making corsets. I love the history behind it too. I love seeing how other people make things. I love the challenge that comes with just making something come to reality. I think that's just really cool and collecting all those skills and just I don't know, it feels like I'm a mad scientist in a lab when I make these cosplays and it feels cool. It feels right.
That's amazing. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you got to apply one of your previous cosplay non-cosplays for when Avatar came around.
Yeah, one of my previous costumes from Halloween, I am a huge Avatar fan, so I had that little outfit already put away, ready for another day, and it was very exciting to bring it back out, Korra for from the Legend of Korra back out for the Avatar set.
That must have been like really fulfilling to be able to be like, okay, I get to actually like do this, not just as Korra, because I love Korra, but there's also this thing that I love with this thing that I love, and I'm doing this thing that I love.
Yes, it is. And wrapping it, wow, this is a very good interview. We're just wrapping it back around to
Yeah,
hobbies, dog name to shark. Cora's actually named after Cora, so my other
there you go.
dog as well is named after Cora because it's a pretty meaningful franchise for me. So it was definitely, and I got her right after the accident. So I named her for Cora because of Cora's really
Oh,
cool like redemption journey of coming back from facing all these physical and mental challenges and I kind of got to go on that journey myself as well. So I thought it was extra special to come back a little bit healed from this journey
yeah,
and like to be Cora. I made the Cora like cosplay before going through all the accident stuff.
yeah.
So I loved her character and she was cool and she was muscly and strong and a muscle mommy. But and I appreciated her journey, but I didn't really deeply relate to that journey until after. So kind of circling back to it with this new appreciation for her journey and her struggle was kind of cool. It felt very empowering.
That is amazing. I didn't even put that together fully that like because I didn't know how much you loved Korra. That that's awesome. Obviously, like the costume is fantastic, but the
Protect her at
journey
all
that
costs.
yeah, but to the fact that you are have such a connection with her journey through your journey, that's really moving. And I'm really happy that you were able to bring that out, along with your love for magic, along with the fact that they came out with an Avatar set. And
I want
sadly,
my secret layer. I want my Cora secret layer, y'all. Come on.
well, what I was gonna ask is, okay, well, let me ask. So you like Korra more than you like Last Airbender?
That's a tough one.
Okay.
That's fighting words for a lot of
It
people.
is. This is why I have to ask the hard questions, you know?
I relate to Cora's character more,
Okay.
but I do understand that when they were writing Korra, they were making it season by season. It didn't
Yeah.
quite have the support that Avatar did. I
Yeah.
do think Avatar it just holds up so well. I think it was
Yeah.
better written. I do think holistically, it is a more comprehensive better written story because of those circumstances.
Yeah.
But I love my girl. I love Cora. She could have had a lot, even more, if they had, promised
Had
more
they,
seasons ahead of time. So
yeah, had they done her right, you would have been able to. It would have been more cohesive, like you said, just a little more together. But I understand. You know, you want to kind of ride the fence there a little bit. I get it. I get it. You don't want to discredit your
Aang's
girl.
great too. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Good, 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 good. The next thing I was gonna ask, I'm gonna try to remember it while I'm talking. No, as it comes to the core, have you ever heard the people talk about like the difference between Last Airbender, Aang, and Korra, and how their journeys are meant to be wholly different
Yeah, like
because
mirrored.
like yes, like yeah, like they're mirrored because Aang is a person trying to learn to become the Avatar, and Korra is the Avatar trying to learn to become a person.
Yeah,
Like, what do you think about that?
I love that. I love that. I love a lot of the fan theories, whether it's like the previous Avatar's love interest inspires like the future Avatar. There's like all kinds of little like
Yeah,
secret lore things, but
yeah,
I love that they kind of mirror the previous Avatar's journey. And I do see, I mean, there's a lot of difference between Aang and Korra, and I can see they're like mirrors of each other, learning
yeah,
different things. I do think whether it's their age, the journey they're on, their personality traits, I mean, there is a lot of difference between them, and it's hard to choose. It's hard to choose a favorite, but I like that about Avatar. I enjoy that Avatar and Legend of Korra, but especially Avatar, has really stood the test of time. There's a lot of things that have disappointed me going back to them. I cringe,
yeah.
whether they're just inappropriate or
Hmm.
just have not stood the test of time. I have gone back and rewatched Avatar many times, and I feel like there was just a lot of love in that series,
Yeah.
animators and story writers, and I appreciate that from an artistic and consumer of the beautiful art.
Oh, and actually, speaking of consumer, you said you wanted the secret layer. Would you rather a secret layer or a whole set for Korra?
I feel like I'm gonna bolster the Korra haters, but and I know it's very contentious right now talking about universes beyond. People
I
have
know
feelings.
people.
I loved the Avatar set. I think it's wonderful. I think Korra and the Legend of Korra could easily support that set. I think they did such a good job with it. I don't know that it needs, even as a huge fan of Legend of Korra, I don't know that it needs like a whole set. I'd love to see like a set of like three or four different bundles for Legend of Korra and have them be mechanically written to heavily support the current existing Avatar set. Because then I could
Okay,
add them together, I could enjoy them together. I think that'd be pretty cool. Do you have a favorite? Are you an Avatar lover?
I am an
Or
Avatar lover.
Aang?
I am. I am. I like Korra more. I like the Last Airbender more. I like Korra as a character more.
Yeah,
I like the Last Airbender more. I think Korra is a lot more has a lot more depth to me as a singular individual. I feel like the Last Airbender was a lot more about them growing together,
yeah,
in my opinion, where Korra was a lot more about her growing and then changing and then going through what she's going through. Not that it didn't have anything to do with the other characters. I felt like the two main stories were finding the Airbenders again, Korra as a person. So I like Korra more, like as an avatar. I will say it. I like Korra more. I think she's
kindred
more.
spirits.
Yeah, I think she's more. I think she has more depth to her. Not that Aang doesn't have depth, but it always this is gonna get people riled up, and that's fine.
Good.
It always kind of annoyed me that I understand because air nomads are monks, and the blah blah blah. It always annoyed me that he tried to find a way not to kill Ozai. It
Yeah,
always annoyed me. It always annoyed me because he should have just done it. He should have listened to Kiyoshi.
I was just gonna say,
He
I
should,
love Kyoshi Sushi. I love also the Kyoshi books are pretty good too. I've very much enjoyed those.
yeah. You,
I'm much more
my
down that.
you and my wife would have a. My wife is like I'm an Avatar fan, but she's more in like your realm of Avatar fandom. You two would have a blast talking about that stuff. I know stuff. She knows stuff. But yeah, I like Korra more. But Last Airbender is just a timeless classic. It's almost the perfect show in my opinion.
I love that.
Yeah. So, all right. So we talked about cosplay. We talked about cartoons too, but what about the physical art, like the cards that were made, paintings,
Ooh.
things like that? What drew you to those, and what makes you love those so much?
I'm just such a lover of art in general. I have, even as I sit in my little workspace now, I've got pictures on about every wall from like local artist friends I've met to like Waterhouse, Cersei, and Monet, and I've got a wide range. Some of it's pretty wild, some of it's very classical. I love the arts, and one of the first magic artists that I just was really drawn to was Rebecca Gay. I can
Hmm.
see a lot of like Gustave Clement inspiration in her art, and I love it. I just think it's gorgeous. Cloak of Feathers isn't like a huge card. Love that art. Just love Titania, the love the art.
Yeah, awesome.
And on the other end of that, it's Halos and Hellfire, very diverse taste. I love some of the really classic, beautiful, like classical art inspired magic art, but also some of the more modern, like rock and roll. Like Scott Fisher's the other half of kind of like my aesthetic, like the
Yeah.
rock and roll Zariel, Brusella, Voice of Nightmares. I love it. It's punk, it's pink, it's feminine, it's rage, it's gory, all the things I love. But Rebecca Scott, Dominique Mayer, Wiley Beckett, R.K. Post, Greg Staples, Leva Prima. Oh my goodness. The list could go on and on, but those are definitely some of my favorites. And it started out with, before I played Magic, collecting binders of arts. So I have my favorite artist binder with Rebecca and Scott. I've got a binder for Dogs and Dragons, a
Mhm.
binder for Angels and Babes, and then a binder for Demons and spooky things.
Yeah. Actually, you want to know something? Maybe you already know this. I found this interesting when looking. Did you know you are actually on Rebecca Gay's website?
On her what?
Yeah. If you're gonna go
What is
there
that?
now, I'll lead you. So go to Rebecca
Oh,
Gay's website. Okay. Go to where it says Atlanta MagicCon and scroll down to the bottom.
I'm gonna have a panic attack in a good way. Firewall. Okay, I'm pulling it up.
I'm just so excited for your reaction. This is one of those. I don't often say this, but this is one of those moments where I wish we had camera just so I could actually see your face while this is happening. But also, if we had camera, you would have seen my face earlier when you said you almost died in the ocean.
I see you at Atlanta. It is in Atlanta Magicon.
Yeah, Atlanta MagicCon. So at the top, it should say updated information and all that.
Oh my gosh, I'm at the bottom. I'm
You
gonna
are,
freak out. I'm sending this to my husband right now.
please do. Yeah, it's yeah, it was interesting to see going through her stuff. You are on her website. Look at that.
Oh my gosh,
How does that
I'm
make you feel? How does that make you
freaking
feel?
out. It just goes with this whole journey. Again, like I know some of this stuff sounds like wild or maybe impressive, but honestly, like if you take the highlights of people's lives, it seems like everyone's so cool and interesting. Oh my gosh, hopefully my dogs aren't too wild.
You're good.
Everyone's so cool and interesting. Like I have a lot of anxieties, I have a lot of flaws. Like I am truly everyone, I'm no special, more special than anyone else. And when I see stuff like this, it's like, how? How is this like my favorite artist that got me into magic that I flew across the country to meet because I thought they were like a superstar. Like I am honored to even be in their presence. Oh my gosh, to be on their page. She has been so supportive and nice and like writing me, like supporting me on the cosplay journey too. It is wild. I mean, it feels so unbelievable. I don't know.
I'm so happy for you. This makes
Well,
me really
thank you
happy
for
for you.
sharing that with me. Holy
You're
cow.
very welcome. Please, I hope this isn't one of those now I can die moments. Please don't die. I really like you being around. But I mean, now this just means, now that you're interviewing artists and stuff, you'll just have to interview her next time you see her, right?
Secretly, that's been on my mind. I would love to do that, but I want to make sure I find appropriate times to find artists because, especially at some of the smaller cons like RK Post, they're doing setup for these smaller conventions, and if you get there very early, things aren't as busy MagicCon. So I want to make sure I'm not taking up too much of their time and
Yeah,
kind of
I get you.
respecting the fact that they're working these crazy befriending artists. I now know they're working these crazy, crazy hours. So you should thank them for the work and thank them for being there and their art. But they are really putting in a lot of work for all of us, and it is very much appreciated.
Yeah, I've only gone to one MagicCon. I did go to Atlanta. Sadly, I didn't get to meet you there.
I know.
I wish I was. I feel I literally feel like, and Jace can confirm this later, but I feel like literally every episode, I'm thinking about Sullivan the monster. Love Sullivan. Shout out Sullivan.
Yeah.
He tells me he listens to a lot of these, so he'll know. But when I met him in Atlanta, because I knew him before, he said just talk to people, just like we're all here for magic, we're all kind of nerds, just like talk to people. And that was something that I didn't get to start doing until like Saturday, so I missed like a whole day of getting to talk to random people, meet random people, and get to know people. So now I know next time I go, just start talking to people. And I'll do that with you hopefully when I go to a Magic Con again, probably Atlanta. But it's something that is super ingrained in me now, that just like you said, do it. Just do it. What's the worst that can happen?
It's so wild to think, some of these, especially when we look up to these artists and these other creators, it's can be a little intimidating to think, who am I to just talk to this? Who am I to just talk to the Rebecca?
Yeah.
But they're just so nice and welcoming, and most of the experiences have been pretty darn positive, and everyone at the MagicCon genuinely just is, as you said, like we're nerds. We're there because we genuinely love it, and
Yeah.
We want to talk magic. Like that's what we're there for.
Yeah, I think sometimes, like you said, it's the person that you put on a pedestal, or like as content creators, is the person who has like 10,000, 100,000, 200,000. Like, like, oh, how do I interact with this person? And then and then once you start talking to them, like, oh, like I met, shout out Pull Repeat. I met him at Atlanta. It was literally just we were standing next to each other, and he's like, hey, how's it going? All right, how about you? Like literally, and I watched all his stuff a million times, and it was just a normal conversation, two normal people just at a MagicCon chilling. But before that moment, I would have been like, oh, I'll never get to talk to him because this, that, and the other thing. I don't know. It's just so interesting to think about that as it comes to magic and people just in general, right?
Is there any wish list, or if you could manifest something magical at
Mhm,
MagicCon, next
mhm.
MagicCon, what would be, I don't know, something you really want to happen? Someone you want to meet, something you want to accomplish? Are there any goals? Let's manifest. We're going to make this happen.
Becca Scott. I'm not gonna lie, it's Becca Scott. I got to meet Zabricus last time. Zabricus was one of the people that I really wanted to meet. Never thought I'd meet Zabricus. Now we're mutuals, which is insane. I think Zabricus is great. Next would be Becca Scott, because I've like Becca Scott was always on like Command Zone, on Scry Babies and things like that, and she's just so wildly entertaining, funny, and just out there to have a good time. I think that would just be so entertaining to get to meet her. How about you? How about you? Who are we manifesting for you?
Ooh, I don't know if there's a particular person. I've honestly thought everyone I meet, again, everyone is so cool and,
Mhm.
not to make it a pun, magical. I
Ah,
definitely feel more like a fan than like I guess it really doesn't hit me yet that I'm kind of in the creator space. I
yeah.
feel very fancy and very honored you're interviewing me today, but part of me was
Aw.
like, why interview me? I'm just like a little Midwest person here doing some things. But it's hard to think that, you're in this space. But again, I've got to tell myself, everybody belongs in the space. You do too. You gotta find that space. I think for the most part, it's just enjoying the experience, going around the
Yeah.
con, talking to people, and hopefully learning some more things. I feel like I've learned a lot of, especially cosplay tips. I've been really lucky, I suppose, with
Yeah.
making artist connections and connections just with whether that's Creative Kitty Studios or Van Quig, just all of these really talented people who, honestly, if I have if you can call it success, if there's any success I'm having, it's probably because I'm just surrounded and meeting all of these really cool, rad, supportive, and really successful, talented people. And I think that community that you get at MagicCon, whether you're just participating for funsies or if you're there as a creator, it's, I feel like being in a room with other people who maybe are more intelligent than you, know more skills, or just have a lot of passion, like just being in those environments is going to elevate you and bring cool stuff out of you. And I have no idea what the next journey is. Maybe I'd take on another hobby or another side gig. I don't know. I didn't
Start
even
making magic
expect
cards.
this.
Start
Yeah,
the magic cards. There you go.
who who knows what the next thing is? I'm excited to just honestly be a part of it. It feels cool to
Yeah.
like be a part of the community.
It really truly does. And I'm very much of the thought process that like our personalities are built upon the experiences we have with other people, and like we are little bits of those people that we've met before us, right? Like whether we realize it or not, that for me, meeting content creators has made me realize like I don't have to do this, that, or the other thing, or like, oh, here's how I can do better in my content, not because they've taught me specifically like here's what you should do, but because of the people that they are. It helps me feel more comfortable within that space. Is there anyone in particular, or are there a few people in particular that you've met doing cosplay that like you feel like you've taken part of them with you on this journey?
Oh my gosh. This is gonna sound so corny and so emotional, but I keep saying it, but like Michaela, I shouted out to
Hmm.
on the stage for the cosplay contest because honestly, this entire journey is because a cosplayer saw me in my homemade wings. I was being pulled for a cool video by wizards for absolutely no reason, and they were like, "Hey, I like what you did. That's so cool. Are you passionate about this?" Then you should definitely join us. Like, this is a cool community. Like, you deserve a space. Just like came up to me out of nowhere and just gave me such a shot and such support out of the blue. And it just felt wild. It made me feel special. It made me feel like I could actually do this, something I've never done before. And I remember that feeling. And I met another aspiring cosplayer who I'm gonna actually have a little meeting with tomorrow.
Heck
Um,
yeah.
who was like, "Hey, I want to get into this. I love what you're doing. That's so cool. Maybe someday I could do that." And I was like, "No, it's not someday. It's right now. You're gonna do it. Here's the Discord. Join our group. Be our friend. Like, if you want this, let's go. Let's do this." And I'm really excited that they're gonna be attending MagicCon Vegas.
Yay, that's awesome.
Yes, as a content creator now, they applied, they got it, they're going, they're making a cosplayer for the contest.
Heck
Player
yeah.
gatherer, Jin Rose. So cool. Very excited for them. But I feel like honored to carry on that spirit a little bit of that, I don't know. It was just so gracious and so open-hearted just naturally, but it made such a huge difference in this trajectory of everything that happened. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be doing this if a cosplayer hadn't been just super generous and been like, "Hey, I support you. Like, what do you need? Like, how can we get you to where you want to go?" And I think that's really cool. It's a cool part of the community. It's a cool part of her. Rad all around.
That's that is amazing. I mean, it sounds like a fantastic person, someone who definitely has left an impact on you, and I do I appreciate that, and I'm happy to know you. That's the gist of that statement.
I'm
Um,
very happy to know you as well.
thank you.
I definitely think you're a fabulous voice in the community, and I think more voices like yours, and especially ones I very much appreciate about you as well, is that I think there's so many cool people who have so much talent, but they're using their talent to elevate other voices and other talented individuals or maybe people who are lesser seen. And I think that's the raddest way to utilize your amazing talent. So thank you for doing that. It's cool. Keep on keeping on, but also you were amazing.
Oh, thank you. I will say I shout out to Jace because Jace is what makes this all possible. because I'm front end talent. I'm on the verge of tears because that was very nice. If I'm front end talent, Jace is the one who makes it all come together, and I really appreciate that. But this whole journey has been amazing because it's really just me wanting to talk to people that I enjoy their content or I enjoy them as individuals, and they want to talk to me too, and that's awesome. I just get to talk to my friends or get to make new friends or what have you, and the fact that I get to do that and we get to put a little shine on them, it's really nice, it's really fun, and I thank you for saying all those things.
Yes, definitely that inspirational person for me as well. And I'm glad that you get to
Yeah.
be. And I bet you're an inspiration to so many people as well.
If I'm an inspiration, I'm that's one of those things that is a lifelong goal for me. I shouldn't say goal, it's like a mission statement. Like I just want to make the world a better place however I can. And if this is one of those ways, I'm very happy because it takes we're a community, it takes a village kind of feeling. So thank you. I don't know what else to say besides thank
Yes.
you. That means a lot.
Well, you deserve it.
Thank you. As it comes to, I just, I keep thinking about this because I think it was so entertaining the way you went about the journey of doing this on your Instagram. This is a hard pivot, but just
I love
bear
that.
with me. But bear with me. You're showing how you went about doing your Scarlet Witch cosplay, and strong attempt, in my opinion, to become an ambassador for the Marvel superheroes set coming out in
Oh, thank you.
June. W- What inspired you to do that besides wanting to be an ambassador? What inspired you to do that? And then what inspired you to show like the behind the scenes? Because I feel like that's something you
Yeah.
don't always get to see from these things, is the behind the scenes aspects of like, here's how I did it. Here's the tools I used to be able to do it. And like I thought that I love the behind the scenes stuff. Like but go ahead. What inspired you for that?
Oh, yeah. Two things. First one, inspiration. I really love comics. I was thinking about maybe making a post about my favorite comics. I've got like
Heck yeah.
a little collection, if you will. It's pretty
Mhm.
heavy. I've been posting mostly just the Marvel stuff because that's tied to the MTG. And
Yeah.
I guess as my content grows, I'm kind of thinking of do I keep it just MTG? I've got a lot of nerd hobbies. I nerd about so many things. But do I keep it magic only related or do I branch out to all things? I'm a big fan of especially Wonder Woman, the absolute Batman and Wonder
Ooh.
Woman too. Big fan of that. But I'm also a big Deadpool fan. I've got a big Deadpool comic collection. I love the comics. I love some of the characters. Scarlet Witch is just such a cool one of my
Okay.
favorites. And I know there's a lot of hate with the universes beyond. And I absolutely understand. The universe is within, and maybe this is Wizards is gonna shut me down. But the universe is
Mhm.
within is what makes magic magic. I think it should be the core of it. I think everything else should be a support. I love like I'm reading the Onslaught series, like some of the OG
Ooh.
books.
Heck,
I love the original lore. I love the original arts, like some of the OG stuff. I think Larwin hit a little bit with the
mhm.
nostalgia of like what magic is. I'm a newer player and I started actually playing, not just collecting art around Duskmorn and Bloomborough. And so I didn't really get to experience the core of what that was. But just getting a
Yeah.
taste of it, I feel like for me, some of that, the older sets are magic. They're special. They've got lore, they've got these original creatures, characters. They've got something special that makes magic actually diversified and different from a lot of other TCGs. And I love that about it. I also like universes beyond a little bit. I think it brings new people in. I think I'm a really big proponent of magic isn't like for a certain type of person or like you have to be something to be a magic player or you have to be good. Magic is the gathering, that whether it's the art, the stories, the cards, it's for kids, it's for adults, it's for people of any kind of background, it's for us all. So if something speaks to someone that or brings in people who maybe didn't feel represented or didn't feel like it was for them, I love bringing them in. I say grow the community, but also stay true to original magic. So like treading carefully with the universes. Universes Beyond, but I'm kind of excited for the Marvel set. I know that's wild, and I am I'm kind of semi-shaming Universes Beyond, but I like I especially like the mode of sprinkling in Universes Beyond with Secret Layer. I feel like reskinning or giving limited sets that boost magic sets is such a cool way to bring in new art, new artists, new universes. I really enjoy that method of it. So I'm kind of excited for Marvel. There's some sets I'm less excited for, some sets I'm more excited for, like Strixhaven and Reality Fracture has some promise. But I'm also excited for Marvel. So I love the comics. I'm nerdy. I love that stuff. I'm all about it. So, and I love the character. I think she's gorgeous, and I'm like, we're doing this. We're going down. And if that wasn't lengthy enough, going down the why I did the behind the scenes stuff. I feel like I like seeing how other people do stuff because I'm so new and I don't know how to do things a lot of the times. It really is helpful. And also too, there's so much just like like everything's just full AI, or it's not like there's no people in it anymore. So since there's like a lot of digital art and digital rendering in some of the posts, I was like, this is not just like AI slap my face on Scarlet Witch. Like this is actually me. I'm in my basement for like 4 hours, jumping around, dancing with the dogs, watching. I was actually watching Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness in the background as I was doing it. It was a fun time. So I enjoyed kind of capturing that and being like, hey, I'm just a person doing the best I can, and I want to be cool like Scarlet Witch too. So here's the journey, and here's what it actually looks like. Like it's not quite as there is some Canva refinishing, resurfacing there. It's not quite as glamorous as some of the final photos turned out.
I I mean, I think they're fantastic. I think they're really awesome. But
Thank
hey,
you.
I'm biased. I'll be honest about it because I also like Scarlet Witch. But you mentioned Multiverse of Madness. I do have to ask, did you like that movie?
I think like and love are different things. I don't know that I would say love. There were aspects I really liked.
Okay.
Some of the visuals were very cool. I don't know, there's a difference between me diving in and being, is this comic accurate? Are we being canon? Me being hypercritical of stories and plot lines versus me being like, I watched this and it was just highly enjoyable for my eyes and my
Yeah.
heart. And that is just I really liked that movie. I
Okay.
It was in very enjoyable for me,
Okay.
if that makes
Well,
sense.
it does. No, 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 it does. I think I asked because I know there was a lot of discourse around Scarlet Witch in that movie in general. Just like, did it make sense? Was that a good story for her?
Yeah.
What are your feelings on
Oh, I feel like that gets into Papa Disney a little bit, but I think
that?
I think it's kind of difficult because as they're putting out so much Marvel content with Disney, whether it's shows or one-offs, I really liked WandaVision. I really liked Agatha all along, but I don't know. I wonder if there's a bit of an identity crisis going on, and I kind of wondered that with how Magic was going to approach this new Marvel set. Is it going to actually be comic accurate? Is it going to be comprehensive to the story? Is it going to follow one plot line? Are we going to keep backtracking and remaking characters or like rewriting their stories or just trying to force it to fit into like the new narrative? I feel like Disney has kind of an issue with doing a lot right now, maybe too
Mhm.
much, and it's kind of exhausting. But I am a little excited. I'm hoping that with this new magic set, they're saying it's comic accurate. They're saying they're giving fans what they want. I hope so. With that movie, I don't know. I feel like it's somewhat tracked with where they were going from WandaVision, but then again they're like popping in with, Avengers, and they're trying to combine all these storylines that there's plot holes, there's issues, there's too much going on. And that's why I say it's more of a enjoyment piece for me. Like it's cool, it's
Understandable. Yeah.
pretty, it's if you don't think too hard, it's fabulous. And some movies are just like that. The more you think, the more you go, "Oh, no, what about this?" And
That's
it
fair.
kind of ruins it. And some things I genuinely, if they say they're going to hold up, I expect them to hold up, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I expect like a Marvel movie at this point to really, you know, have plot armor.
But
It's kind of is what it is at this point.
it's the rule of cool at some point, right?
Yeah.
Like just accept it because it's a movie, which is fine sometimes. Which is fine sometimes, as long as like the rest of it, there's some good aspects to it, like you said. Sometimes you can just say, you know what, it's a movie. It is what it is. It's not real life. Have you ever? So talking about the set, have you ever played Marvel Snap?
No.
Okay. Do you know what Marvel Snap is?
No.
So Marvel Snap is a mobile game. You can also play it on your computer. That is a Marvel card game. There's like 6 rounds. Each round you get one energy, that you can spend as you please, based on, and then your cards have specific amounts that they cost, whatever have you. Magic-ish in that sense. If you ever go look at it, some of the cards that they've already spoiled for the Marvel set are very Marvel Snap coded. Just like they looked at Marvel Snap and said, "How can we make that into Magic?" Which is not a bad thing inherently. It's just something I've noticed. So it gives me, I'm not, concern's not even the right word. It gives me, like makes my antennas go up, for lack of a better term.
Yeah,
Um,
from like I guess I don't really know much about Snap, but I'm aware of like Marvel Rivals, and I feel
okay.
like I don't know, maybe they're playing into a different art style. I don't know how that
Yeah.
works. I'm interested. I'm curious.
Yeah, yeah. If you ever get a chance, we can talk about it again some other point. But it's just something that I've noticed. I have a lot of conspiracy theories about the whole Marvel set coming out, and then Disney potentially buying Hasbro. But that's a different story for a different day.
Oh yeah, I am fascinated and I want to hear all about it. That's another 3 hour long podcast
You're well,
episode.
you're always welcome back whenever you want. So
Oh,
I will happily talk about it. But we've been talking for a while, and this has been really, 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 really fun. It's been awesome getting to know you. For those listening, this is, other than our gameplay, this is the first time we've actually gotten to like speak to one another. We are always messaging each other because I like messaging my friends just to check on them. But so does Kenzie. So we just check on each other a lot. But what I want to do now is ask you some of the hardest questions you're ever going to hear in your life. None of that is
okay.
accurate, but I'm going to ask you a few questions, just to help us head toward the wrap. Sullivan, I told Sullivan this is my Midwest goodbye. I say we're going to wrap up here, and then I start asking questions, and then we get into other stuff. It's just a Midwest goodbye. So my first
As an
question for
Iowa
you,
gal myself, I am used to a Midwestern goodbye. Let's
you
see
get it.
if we bring out the Cool Whip container and oh, I suppose.
Yep, yep. And Sullivan said, "Bring out the hot dish." So yeah, we're all in the
After
same we're all in the same vein.
all.
Oh my gosh, I actually would be down for that right now. What is your favorite, for any reason? It doesn't have to be mechanic. It could be art, whatever. What is your favorite card in Magic?
My gosh, that's
Or if
really a
it's
hard question.
or if it would be easier. I know people say Mount Rushmore, but fuck that. It used to be called the Six Grandfathers. It was a Native American monument, indigenous monument that was built, and then they built Mount Rushmore over it. If you'd like to do a Six Grandfathers, you're more than welcome to do that instead.
Oh my goodness. Pick some. Okay.
No pressure, no pressure. Everything's fine.
I have so many. I wish I had my binders out right now to pick one. And it sounds weird because it is the hardest question ever. Because it's like, is it mechanics? Is it art? Is it like in the decks I play?
Yeah. Well, while you're thinking, I can give you a few of mine. I'm sure
Yes,
Jace will
absolutely.
love to hear this. One of my favorite cards of all time is Elixir of Immortality. Elixir of Immortality is a 1 drop that you can pay 2 and tap to shuffle Elixir of Mortality and your graveyard into your deck, and you gain 5 life. I
Ooh.
like that a lot, mostly because it helps save your graveyard, and there's a lot of graveyard hate. I think that's super useful. I've won quite a few games, well, with it by not losing my graveyard and getting a lot of, not getting it back to hand, but getting it back in deck, and then just drawing into the stuff that I had in my graveyard. I think that's super useful, and I really love that card. Another card I really love is Abundance. 2 and 2 green. And if you were to draw a card, instead you may say land or non-land, and then reveal cards from the top of the library until one of those comes up. It gets around Shieldred. It gets around, you know, Underworld Dreams. It gets around all those things that hate on draw. And if you want to do something for draw because you get draw triggers, you can choose to do it instead.
Ooh, well, I've got maybe some top ones on here.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't have to be one, it doesn't have to be six, just like you can name a few, no worries.
Well, I guess top of my head, some of the cards I just absolutely just love playing, and this is gonna show you the kind of player I am.
I know.
I know, I really love Pox. And I know people are like, oh, that's just the worst card. Yeah, all these cards I'm gonna say are just in this realm of just degenerate, the most hated cards, cards that people don't like playing with,
I love
or
Pox.
against, really. I love Pox. It's the, losing
In
like the
Magic,
one
in Magic.
third.
I wanna specify
Yes.
that based on where
Oh
we
my
are in this
gosh.
world right now. I love it in Magic.
Holy cow. I did not even think of that. That is,
Like 2
yeah.
years ago, that wouldn't be a sentence we'd have to worry about, like, but now, considering, like, measles is back in almost full force.
Yeah, that is very true.
Yeah,
Whoopsie. I will
yeah.
go into the next one, so that's less
No,
problematic.
the card Pox is very good. If I remember correctly, that's the one where you lose a third of, like, everything, correct?
Yeah, third of lands, third of life, just third of all the things.
Yeah, that card is really, really good, especially in a Turgid deck. Not that I had
Oh
that in
yeah.
a Turgid deck previously when I owned a Turgid deck.
Oh, I did. I dismantled my Turgid, made it Arden and Demon Tribal, but it was in my Turgid
Yes,
deck for a time.
agreed. It's a beautiful card. I agree.
I really love Game of Chaos too. I put
Oh,
that in a Ruth recently. I made a Ruth Tormented Prophet. I made it a group hug coin flip deck, draw and coin flip deck just for funsies. And it's a card where I don't know the exact mechanic, but you are flipping a coin and you and your opponent are just constantly gambling on losing life. And you double the stakes. You just keep doubling the stakes. And most times when I play it, people, if we draw the card,
mhm.
someone's out of the game that turn. It just, if it gets played, someone's out. We're gambling to the end, and I just think it's a really fun card. I love chaos cards.
I would say a game of chaos. The fact that it's one of the there's a I have to go find it and send it to you at some point. But there's a TikTok that's like these guys are fighting over something in basketball. He's like fuck your life, fuck my life, let's die. And that's what this
That
card feels like. It feels like a let's die.
yes. Well, like whether it's like coin flip or like I don't know things like Lich's Mirror, like Deck of Many Things, like
Nice.
just like
Oh yeah.
weird things that have stop the game, force you to do something, don't allow you to die. I like things that are kind of like what is it, the trichodecaphobia, the green one?
Phobia,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. That's a good one
I've died to it
too.
to myself. I had the card on my board and died to it. Like
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Those ones, I mean, all the Lich cards is like Lich's
Yeah.
Mastery and Lich's Mirror. There's like a bunch of them in those realms as well. There's like all kinds of good stuff like that. And those are the things that I feel like I say I like, and everyone looks at me and they're like, what kind of magic player are you? The good kind. Like, All
Yeah.
Hallows Eve is
Yeah.
so expensive, but I would like a copy to put in a deck someday that's not printed from my printer at home.
Yeah. I feel that, and B, you're my kind of Magic player, so that's worth.
Thank you. Well, I feel the kindred friendship. I know we said we haven't like really had like a good conversation before, but I feel like we've been friends forever and we talk all
Mhm.
all the time.
We really do. Honestly, we do chat often, and I say that wholeheartedly. I feel like I often say in these episodes, like, this is one of my favorite people. Well, that's because I like talking to my friends, and all my friends are some of my favorite people. And Kenzie is 100% one of my favorite people because Kenzie's really down to earth and nice and kind. And apparently now we know super famous for being on Rebecca Gay's website and things like that.
Which is so crazy. Oh my
I know,
God.
I love that for you. Okay, so we mentioned a few cards and a few of the decks they're in. What is your favorite deck?
Oh,
You have to pick one of your children.
I feel like the easier way to say is anything gimmicky. Like
That's
I
fine too.
might here are my contenders. I've got like my Lind Curses deck. I feel like it's just classic. And I feel like if I was gonna pick a character to cosplay, kind of like I feel like a kindred spirit to Scarlet Witch. I feel like that's my superhero character. I feel like Lynn's my secret soulmate magic character. I don't
Okay.
know. I feel like we're kindred spirits, and that cosplay is gonna come someday, and that's a great. It's a great deck, but I also really love my sticker cloud deck and my coin flip Aruth deck, my Phage the Untouchable deck. and my Gentle Awoo's is just a good one.
Oh
I
my
would
gosh, yeah.
probably say Gentle Awoo's, even though or Lind or Gentle Awoo's. Lind is epitome of Kenzie magic, but I feel like my Gentle Awoo's deck is more honest to me as just like a human being. I love my dogs. They are my children. I like gave birth to them. I love them so much.
Oh,
They are like the love of my life outside my husband. But they're the loves of my life and I love my dogs. I love animals too.
yeah.
I love taking in rescues and all that and I just have a little heart for especially dogs, but all animals. So my Gentilaboo's Wolf Tribal deck is just like I'm gonna say it's my favorite because it has two custom tokens of my dogs in it. And it feels
Oh,
like a heart deck. It feels like the Kenzie heart deck.
oh, that's actually super super cute. I, yeah, okay, that makes sense. You've won me over on that. You won me over. What
Like
is
degenerate, but my heart says
yeah.
doggies.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I love playing Pox and I love playing Turgid and stuff like that, but dogs. Dogs is
Yeah.
don't hear what I'm not saying. What if they made a good Rakdos dog deck, how excited would you be?
I mean, I don't know about you, but wizards, please hit me up. I think you know your person. I'm
Yeah, I
here and
think
I'm
yeah.
ready. I'm awaiting.
Yeah. She was built for this. She was born
You
into it.
have no idea. I have in my little favorite art Dogs and Dragons collection. I have like every card that I can find, even bulk bins that has like a wolf or a dog or any canine really on the card. Like I think I found one called Howl from Beyond the other day in like the penny bin.
Man, I haven't heard
And
that in a while.
people were like, why do you want this? And I'm like, I love the art. The art's rad.
Yeah.
It's a cool, beautiful art, but like it's got a howling wolf on it. I'm like, I need this. And this is the only card I bought. The checkout counter was like, "Do we even charge you for this?"
Do we even charge you for this? Is like they don't make pennies anymore. What are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Actually,
It is black.
so yeah, that's true. So okay, this actually I'm going to pivot slightly from away from my next question to a follow-up question. I know you weren't playing at the time, but how do you feel about like Midnight Hunt and things like that?
Oh my gosh. I would love to say I originally tried to make a wolf deck with the werewolves. It did not work. It was horrible. I hate the day-night mechanic.
Midnight is so annoying. It is my least favorite thing in Magic history. I will
I mean,
not lie to you.
so I actually made like a fun proxy Faldorn. There's like a commander Faldorn, a human that has two wolves. It's like a lady and redheaded lady and two wolves. So I thought this is just me and
Yeah,
my dog children. I wanted to make that deck work so bad. And I do love a lot of the Arlen cards are like I think mechanically pretty decent, but I could not give it legs. It I mean I circled back to Tovar or something. There's another
which
human
Olvar's good.
werewolf
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, I tried circling back between Faldorn and him to try and get the deck to work just out of pure willpower. No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Sometimes it
Nope.
just can't happen. And like I had a Narset, the one that everyone like tries to get a million extra turns out
Yeah.
of, that one. And I tried to make it a vehicles deck and I couldn't make it work. And I just said, you know what? It's me. It's me and I know that. And I'm okay with that. I'm never playing Narset again. I love Narset. Love Narset. Never playing Narset again. Ever. Never happening now.
What if non-vehicle? What if there's another way to make Narset true to your Magic the Gathering soul?
Maybe I'll figure it out. Maybe, I guess never say never.
This is my
But
mission. I feel like I have a mission now.
well, what, okay, we'll help each other. You help me with the Narset deck. I'll help you with the Wolves deck.
I'm not circling back to that one. No
Yes.
way. We're not doing
Oh
day
no,
night. We're not doing day night.
there is no way you can make me go back to Nars and you not go back to Wolves. There is no way. I,
What so I'm curious. What are the parts that you don't like about your besides the vehicle promotion
well, I
there?
see that's the thing. I wanted to make it work because of vehicles. I don't like the whole like, oh, let me put a million extra turn cards in here and then like that's not my play style. I don't really like that. If I was playing in CEDH, maybe that'd be a different story, but Narset's probably too slow for C anyway. But like I wanted to make it something creative where it's like, oh, this is like legitimately this is not an every other Narset deck. but it was just bad. It was just legitimately bad. I had a junkyard because it's just a whole bunch of vehicles and nothing to do with because everyone kept killing Narset. So I didn't have anything I could do ever. That was my problem with it. Yeah. But
Well,
I am willing to look at it again because you know what, as you would say, let's try. Let's do it. Don't be scared. We'll just do it. But you also are going to figure out this wolf deck. So
day night. I feel like honestly finding a way to make Narset not like stormy or controlling is it feels more realistic to me than making the day-night mechanic work. I'm sorry, but that is just
well,
one of the worst mechanics
it
in the
really is.
history. I just hate it so much.
So what we do is we go to Innistrad Remastered and go with the cards that say if two or more spells were played. So you don't actually have to keep track of day night because day night was fucking
Mm.
awful. So there's a
All
starting
right.
point for us.
We've got some brewing to do, I see. We
Yeah,
got some
yeah.
friendship brew. Friends help friends make decks that they don't want to make.
Yes, exactly. We're here to help each other grow as individuals, as you've so eloquently talked about during this whole episode, because you've grown a lot and you've helped me grow into saying that I'm at least willing to try it.
Well, that's beautiful, and it's a very clever way to circle this back.
Yes, it is, isn't it? What is a card that you would say that you play most often? It doesn't have to be like a an artifact. It could be like I play black, so this card goes in like every black deck, or I play red, this card goes in every red deck. What's a card that you would say you play most often?
I want you all to know that this is me, and I don't care. I hope you're mad.
No.
I have a lot of decks with white in it. I play more black decks, but every deck that has white in it, there's a farewell. I don't care. It's in there. I play it. I love it. I like farewell. I said it.
You know, be
Making in. It's staying in. I don't care if it's a game changer.
be true to you. You know, say what's chest. What is your favorite art of farewell?
Ooh. I like the Seb McKinnon one. It's strangely, I'm usually more of a picker of a card based on the art than the actual card itself, unless it's a gimmick mechanic. But Farewell is one of the ones I just like the card. I like the art, but I just like
You
that
just like the
I
card?
like I like the exile. I exile, I'll do it.
Yeah, you're saying if I'm going down, everyone's going down. I can
Yes.
appreciate that. I can appreciate that.
I also really love a long game, which I know is controversial, especially for a lot of competitive people. I don't mind a grindy long game where we're wiping boards and starting over and
Yep.
we're just having a good time. I'm there for more of the socialization and being able to do fun gimmicky things. Or if someone says like, "Hey, I need, I need like, I need you to not attack me this turn just so I can do this cool thing next turn." I am I care so little about I don't really care about winning the game. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, I want to see the cool things. I want to hang out and chat. Let's wipe the board and let's see what happens next turn. Let's start over, I guess.
Jason and I have played in like I think it was a 4.5 hour game before. So trust and believe we are all about games. So if you ever want to play a grinding game, here you got at least two right there that are more than
Heck
happy to do it
yeah.
with you. But Farewell, good card. I mean, whether or not you like Farewell, it's a good card because it's and especially if you can hold priority and like save your own stuff, like cool. And if not, then you know what, like you said, we're all in this together. Shout out Troy Bolton. What is a card besides Farewell? You know, I don't want everyone to rage on this, but besides Farewell, what's a card people should play more often?
Ooh.
It can be Farewell. I actually don't care. I think it's funny.
I don't know if I even care that other people use it.
Yeah, or
Oh,
it
the
could be
single card is hard.
or a mechanic or a play style or what is something that people should play more often, do more often in Magic.
I feel like a really big thing I've seen a lot. I have a lot of play groups where a lot of people have competitive backgrounds. We've got some newer people. People like good decks. I understand it is a game you want to win, and I understand like if we're pulling out fours, we're pulling out fours. But I also think for a lot of new people, and especially if someone walks into the shop and they have no idea what they're doing, whether it's a pre-con or for me, I love a good like penny popper like challenge deck
Hell
or
yeah.
gimmick deck. Like my siblings and I, we play every other week together and we try and do like proxy decks or cheap decks and it's like make a commander deck where the commander is an enchantment. Make a commander deck where it's a gimmick that doesn't go with the commander at all, and it's your commander's gonna wipe you. Like it's counterproductive to the commander.
Yeah.
Make a whatever, make a deck where every card is under 5 cents or under, or like something crazy like that.
Love that. Yeah.
And I like that it's challenging as far as deck building because we all love just building decks for fun. I like that it's entry level for anyone joining. And I like that it's more about the creativity and finding gimmicky mechanics than it is about actually winning. Because I feel like if you have enough money and time and practice, a lot of people, not necessarily me, but a lot of people are just good at Magic. And with
Yeah.
the right cards, they can just combo it out or do gimmicky things and they do the thing and then you're done. And I think part of the thing I love about Magic is like there are, if you're open to it, so many creative outlets or like different forms of magic outside of like standard or commander, limited and
Yeah.
infinite. There's so many different ways you can play magic. And I think if you get a little funky with it and don't care if you win and don't go for expensive. Like I love going through a bulk bin and finding a weird card and my husband will say, "Oh, there's an optimized version of this. Like just use this or like put in a dark ritual. Who cares?" And I'm like, "Well, there's a dark ritual in every, black
Yeah.
deck. Who cares? Like let's do something
Yeah.
different. This has a dog on it. This makes everyone shuffle their hand and pick cards for each other out of the library. Like weird stuff that's interactive and creates a sense of, I don't know, like fun new play. That's what I love. I love that about Magic, and I would like to encourage more people to play bad and play gimmicky, play cheap, play for fun.
Yeah. Which which is why, you know what, I don't think I've ever answered this question myself, but I'm going to now because you brought
Yes,
it up.
yeah.
People should play join forces more often. Join forces cards. Minds Aglow, the Collective Voyage, those cards where it's a mini game, so something you'll appreciate essentially, where you have to finish the card out before anything else can happen. And most of those cards read some version of join forces. Each player pays a certain amount of mana, and then all players get something. So for Collective Voyage, it's all players get that number of lands that were paid into it. For for Minds Aglow, it's all players get draw that many cards. So I those are just fun to me because I don't know, you don't often have like the collective, you don't have the co-op in Magic like that other than just politicking, which means you're always trying to go after one person. But if you're just like, hey, everyone gets 5 lands because we paid 5 mana. Everyone gets 5 cards because we all paid 5 mana. Like, I think that's really fun and brings a different aspect to Magic as a whole.
Oh, I love that. Like shared trauma, blaze of glory. Like go for
Yeah.
it. I enjoy that.
Yeah, just like why not? Like just do the the point in my opinion and similar to yours, it's like I just want to see things happen. I don't want to I play CEDH, so I've seen the mana consultation Thoracle, like right, like
Yeah.
that happens all the time. I've seen the million extra turns thing. But I also have seen, just one time I was playing with a few friends, including Jace, and I have this Braids deck where the whole point is for me just to draw my deck out. I played Omniscience.
Ooh.
I played Hive Mind, which is each player copies. If the player plays an instant or sorcery, every player copies that spell. And then I had Teferi's Endless Insight, the one that makes you draw 2 cards for every 1 card you drew. And instead of playing Labman like a normal person, I just did Enter the Infinite and drew 150 cards and lost the game because I thought that was funny.
I love that.
And I let them finish the game because I was like, you know what? It's not fun if I just win the game on drawing cards because I have Lab
Yeah.
Man. Let me just I'll just lose the game and y'all can keep on going because that's way funnier to me and a way better story for later on.
I love that. That's how I feel the friendship vibes. Play style and friendship.
Yes. It is about the gathering. It's about having fun with your friends. Like we could all like you're everyone's gonna win at some point. Like whatever. Just, have memorable moments.
It is. I have a Selvala Explore Returned, combo
Yeah.
deck, and it is good, and it does its thing, and it combos, and it's got a lot of combos, and you draw the cards, and very quickly you win, and
Yeah.
it's fun to
There
play sometimes, but
yeah, there are
in the
games for
right
that.
times. Yep, there are
Yeah.
games for sure.
There are games for that. That's not for every game. It's not for every game.
All
Okay.
all I
What
know
other
is we clearly need to play more Magic together. That's what
I
I'm here.
agree. I agree 100%. Like, don't threaten me with a good time. What is an activity that you want to do that you haven't gotten to yet?
Magic related or not?
In general, just in general, something that you're like, that you would do a fuck it we ball kind of thing. What is something that you haven't done that you want to do?
I feel like I'm a crazy person. So I feel like everything that pops in my head, I have this crazy delusion like, let's just do it. Oh my gosh. You'd think I'd have some interesting, crazy, fun thing, but
You've done everything you wanted to so far, it sounds like.
I don't know about that. But I think I'm pretty like decent at taking opportunities. I feel really
That's fair.
grateful for like opportunities to do things. So
Hmm.
I feel like when it presents itself, like even the cosplay stuff and the content creation, I was like, I don't know, I'm scared. I don't know if it's going to work out, but you can always come back to it if you really want to, but I see an opportunity right now. I'm meeting people like let's just see where it goes. Like just give it if
Yeah,
I don't like it, I'll walk away, but like give it a shot. I feel like I
yeah,
kind of take every opportunity I see. I'm just like, all right, that's the way I live life. So it's kind of hard to say what's the next best thing. And I feel like some of the greatest things that have happened to me have all come out of not even having a goal of it, I guess. Like, I don't even know I'm looking for it. It's the stuff that's like scary or weird or I don't even know anything about. People are like, hey, try this game, Magic the Gathering. Well, who knew that would change my life so incredibly for the better? So I'm excited for the next opportunity. I don't know what it is.
okay.
That's what I'm excited for.
All right. Well, you know what? That's a good answer. Whatever comes next, that's something to be excited for. I think that's fair. All right, and then last question, just actually potentially, welp, wrap things up. What are some goals or hopes that you have for yourself, for Magic the Gathering, for Wizards of the Coast, for whatever? What are some goals for content that you have for yourself and for the world at large in the next month, week, year? Your week, month, years down the line? What are some hopes and goals you have?
Well, that's a loaded question. It's got
It
me,
is.
wizards, and the world in there. Well,
You it
the
can
world
be
needs
any
it
of
a little
them.
bit more. I think
Yeah.
wizards is doing okay enough. The world
Okay.
needs it the most. That's a tough one though. Oh my gosh. I hope in general, I hope we can. I feel like things are really, and it's kind of a weird way to end this, but I feel like there's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of bad stuff going on right now, and it's hard not to feel down. And I know this interview has been very like, woo, yay, like I'm doing so good. Like it's the highlight reel. Like, everybody's got their own things and things are kind of tough, and it's hard not to get negative or like fall into this like doom spiral. But there really are a lot of good people like yourself out there who are doing good things, promoting good things, and there's a lot of I keep forgetting sometimes when it gets kind of weird and dark. There's a lot of hope and there's a lot of really good people out there. And they make a difference, and I need to keep my eyes on them and keep them around me in my circle. And that's going to make the world a better place. And it's going to be good. It's going to be okay if we stick together. So just like positivity and not just positivity, but like community, camaraderie, empathy, and just like sticking together and like there's hope there as you bring to light. So thank you for that. For the world, that's a tough one. Yeah, that's a hard one. For me personally, I am always about just staying healthy, doing the things I love, and like trying to make sure I don't know, doing my part, being better and growing for myself and for magic. And I guess for content creation too. There's a lot of cool stuff. I love art. I hope I get to meet more artists and get to know their brains. I hope I get to see more cool cards. I'd love to be the one to like release or promote a card that hasn't been seen before. I think that feels very, exciting and special. And
Yeah.
I always get so excited when sets like Lorwyn get released and you see these promotional videos, and it's just such a exciting part of it as a fan to see these like releases of arts and cards and sets. And as a fan, it'd be cool to be part of that someday. I'd like to, keep on making cosplay, keep on meeting cool people, and keep on looking for the good.
I love that. I know you started out by saying it feels like a shift in the conversation, but I don't think it is, solely because we started out with talking about started out with honesty. I think we're ending with honesty, and I don't think that's a hard shift. I think that's just a thing that happens. We can't not everything can be sunshines and rainbows, right? Sometimes it's a little bit of rain, but like you said, is there is a lot of good in the world as long as we can get through it together. I think that's a really strong thing.
I agree. Sorry, I was on mute.
Oh, you're okay. You're okay. But Kenzie, thank you so much for joining us today. We wholeheartedly appreciate you. This has been an absolutely wonderful conversation, and you are spectacular. I hope you realize that I know you're doing you're gonna do the thing scared, and I appreciate you doing this. It has meant so much to me, more than you can ever know. So thank you for being here today.
Oh my gosh, well, thank you for having me. And honestly, it's just so wonderful talking with you. I feel like it was just two friends catching up at coffee, you know? But
Yeah.
it, yeah, it's so nice to get. I have so many more questions for you, but we can discuss more over some games, some very fun games of Magic.
And some actual coffee if you want to as well.
Yes.
Is there anything you wanna shout out? I think this will probably come out the same weekend as Shoebox. So I know you're going to Shoebox, but is there anything else you want to shout out? Your content, your places you're going, things like that?
Oh my goodness. Well, I will be at Shoebox. I will be at MagicCon Vegas. I know this is going to sound like a weird one, but I'd love to shout out World of Trash. Check out the brand. Speaking of art and artists, I got to befriend Daria Axon and Lake Hurwitz, and they're just really cool magic artists who make great art and tokens and playmats, and they have this cool brand, World of Trash. We met them at midnight in Vegas, just at a Thai place. Didn't know who they were. They invited us in to eat. And they're really rad people, so their brand is amazing. And at Shoebox, I'm going to be handing out new token business cards that I
Yeah.
commissioned. Speaking of my love for art, my disdain for AI, and these wonderful, wonderful magic artists. Like Hurwitz, I was able to very luckily commission to do an incredible token art for me. And it's just so badass. Like I am so he illustrated me as both an angel and a demon on it, and it feels so surreal to be made into like a magic token art by a magic artist. He's so incredibly talented, and I feel very honored that I was able to commission him. And I think if you can support artists, whether magic or not, like support your artists, support your creators. People are rad, so let's support people, and
Yeah.
they're just such a cool brand and cool people. So I think they deserve a little love.
Yeah, and definitely, I mean, by the time you'll be handing these out by this time, but I got to see the card, and
Yes,
it is so cool, and I can't wait to at some point get one from you if you'll hold on to one for me,
absolutely.
because it is so awesome, and you deserve it because you're the coolest.
Well, thank you so much. I feel like
No problem.
I feel very honored. I would say this is very humbling, but it's the opposite of humbling. I feel like I'm being just like boosted. I feel you make me
You
feel
deserve it.
so like worthy to be a part of this community. So that's your superpower for sure.
Thank you. You are worthy. I'm so happy to know you. And everyone, make sure your Halos and Hellfire cosplay. I think I said it right that time.
Yes,
Halos and Hellfire cosplay. Make sure you go follow Kenzie. Not just because I mean I said for everything, but really most of all because Kenzie is just an amazing, spectacular person who you'll fall in love with as a creator because her stuff is amazing and she makes really fun cosplay stuff, makes stuff in 2 hours, which is crazy. And we'll just show you that, if you just say, I'm going to do it, that you can.
heck yeah.
So,
Go for it. Take the chance.
yeah,
You
do it.
belong. You deserve it. Show up, and that's good enough. You got this.
Exactly. So, Kenzie, again, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time today.
Yes, I appreciate you.
Thank you. And for everyone, again, remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Tell your friends, like, share some of these amazing people because they're all just so fantastic and such a good part of this community. And if nothing else, please remember that when despair tries to win, counter with hope. Have a great one.